Welcome to From the Woodshed, where we talk about all things Maine cabins, and all things Maine related. Coming to you from the Kennebec Cabin Company, home of the Maine Cabin Masters in Manchester, Maine. Open year-round, stopping for live music, delicious food, and cold beverages before or after your visit to our retail location. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores. We're wicked excited to get started, so let's head on in. From the Woodshed, I'm Chase Morrill. With me today, Ryan Eldridge, Maggie Morrill.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Our guest today is Helen Dealtry. She is a watercolor artist. She's been featured on the Magnolia Network, has her own social media channels, and a special interviewer will be here to join us for that one. You can find us at KennebecCabinCompany.com, MaineCabinMasters.com, our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Kennebec Cabin Company YouTube channel, and don't forget to check out our online store at shop.KennebecCabinCompany.com. We've got tons of great holiday gifts. We always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, the official building materials supplier of Kennebec Cabin Company, Nelma, Northeast Lumber Manufacturing Association, and Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company, only available in locally owned stores.
Nice job.
Thank you.
We're TikTokers now, too. That's amazing.
I tick, I talk, I tick, I talk, I tick. You know what Fletcher's into now?
Is there
Fortnite. Holy moly.
Better late than never, like we like to say.
He just,
Do you play it with him?
no, but he gets on his phone, he plays with his buddies,
Loves it.
loves it. And it's just, you just go around and get loot and shoot people and do it over and over and over and over.
Do you build a world
That's Minecraft.
Okay.
Minecraft's like the building blocks and stuff
Okay.
like that. Yeah.
Come a long way
I'm
since
a Fortnite god.
I sat out with an Atari, 2 buttons, bong bong. Remember,
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And it's just wild where it is now.
It's also because the dogs ate all his other video games.
That is true.
George, he's so cute. I saw him today. He's so soft. Our dogs are perfect. Can you play I've tried to play like the new games, PlayStation 3, and I remember Nintendo and Sega, and I get on there and I can't, and my nephews be like, oh, let's play NBA Jams, and they will beat me so bad. I get so mad because I can't do anything. I'm just like,
They're like R2, R2, R2. And
Yeah.
it's like
That is all he owes.
our left.
I know, it's like every hand.
It's true. It's like it used to be one joystick, one button.
That's my style.
Yeah.
Left, right, up, down, ABC.
That's all right. That's all right.
Well, I'm in charge of Fletcher for Christmas. Any ideas?
No.
No.
Well, think about it, okay? Anyone out there have Fletcher ideas? Send them to me.
I can only imagine what he wants.
So I drove up to Rangeley today to look at a project, and it is winter up there.
Oh, it is?
It is winter up there. Like, I went up the back way from the back 40, and as soon as I got to Rumford and went up to Coos Canyon, ice on the roads, and then get up a little higher, snow. I forgot how beautiful it is up there.
Yeah.
It doesn't take long for the climate to change in Maine.
Yeah, and I think Dixie's opening his store soon.
Him and I
Dixie's
passed
Toon
each
Shack?
other on.
Did you really?
Coming down the other way because I wanted to see the store, but he wasn't up there yet.
Oh, bummer.
Next weekend, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So if you're in Rangeley, Dixie's Tune-Up Shack.
Dixie's Toon Shack?
Yeah,
I
right
need
by.
him to tune my skis.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you will.
No, I don't know.
He needs practice. No, just kidding. No, him and our friend BT, they got all the machines. They bought all the nice stuff.
Right on Main Street in Rangeley.
So yeah, go in and say hi to him, harass him.
Yeah.
Buy some stuff.
Maggie and Eva have started dryland training for ski practice.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Does that mean a lot of running?
It means a lot of everything that is bad.
What makes you a better skier?
Core
Doesn't
training.
feel like it.
Do you think Michaela Schifrin said that? Who just won her 90th downhill at Killington? Did you see that?
Yeah, I'm not Michaela Schiffer.
You
so
could
it's
be,
just
though.
Painful. I'm like so sore. I did it for 2 days, and it's like
I always want to try that when you see the cross country skiers training in the summer
roller skis.
on those like rollerblades with like are they roller skis? Have you done those?
No, but my friends do it all the time. For Nordic.
I wouldn't dare to get on them now.
Never.
No, they have they wipe out all the time, and they have like road burn all.
Oh,
Yeah, no thanks.
right. Cross country skiing is hard enough to keep your balance on snow. Yeah. So we had a reveal this week. And we're right in that in between seasons where it's brown, can
Nasty.
be muddy. We're just praying for snow to hide everything. But
Monday morning, I was one of the nastiest I've been. Like it would rain so much, the water's coming under the camp, and we had those mats down, and Francis is, Elliot and John were there, and myself and Justin, and I put on my rain gear, and I was under that camp, and you're kneeling, and it's coming up your rain pant. We were discussing, but I was very proud of everyone, and luckily they brought a pump.
that's smart.
Yeah, because I threw a 2x4 and it splattered the whole camp with all this mud. The camp is luckily that camp is gorgeous because the rest of it was not.
Yeah. The location, the transformation, everything made up for the amount of mud.
But the yard was a mess.
Yeah.
So bad.
Yeah. But we invested in some swamp mats.
Better late than never.
Did he show up with those when you were there?
Yeah, he did show up some. This has been a challenging year. It's been, don't you think? Like
Yes.
we never got into. We just not rhythms off. Weather stunk. Like we kicked butt. Our team did awesome, but it's been just a weird year.
Yep. And it finally, yeah. I think it caught up to us at the end. In the beginning, it's like, all right, we put it off. But then when everything compounded, it's like, oh man, we got all these reveals. We got to get them done. Yeah, the pressure's on now, but we've got a few weeks till the
We'll be fine
holidays,
with
so
it, yeah.
we'll get
Those
there.
are easy ones. And then we'll get rested up and back at it.
Rest it up, back at it.
2024 is going to be warm, beautiful, little no hiccups. Maggie's going to be a graduate, off to college. It's going to be a great year.
So it's
Okay.
funny that at Thanksgiving, we were talking with Martha Morrill,
Mhm.
and Maggie and Martha, cousins,
First cousin, second cousin,
Second cousins?
close cousins.
applied to 3 of the same colleges,
Not knowing.
not knowing.
No.
That's impressive.
Yeah. It'd be great if they both went to school together.
I don't think there's a high chance of that, but
I vote for Boulder, UC Boulder.
I think that's like one of our safety schools. So
But-
Do we get to know where you play?
Yeah, she applied at
If
UC Boulder.
if people want to.
I mean, I want to know.
UC Boulder, Washington University,
University of
Some
Washington.
fancy college in Connecticut.
University of Washington,
in Seattle,
CU Boulder,
USM,
USM as like because my guidance counselor told me I had to.
because Maine has great educational
Because my
college
guidance
secondary
counselor
schools.
told me I had to.
USM is a really good school now.
It's a great school, but I don't want to go there.
But if you had 2, you get free education for a while, I think.
That's community college.
And then what was the other one?
I'll keep going.
There's a 4-letter word, Yale.
Yep.
Right?
Yale is just the
That's your dream.
throwaway. It's not my dream, actually.
Her grandfather went to Yale.
I think you're going to get into Yale.
Okay, that's good.
I mean, you are executive producer of a world touching all the corners of the world podcast.
yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yep. UVM.
Yo, right, UVM.
Oh, you know, there's a couple of hippie schools now. I know you're going to be a hippie
University
someday.
of Rochester.
What?
Hippies.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't
Hippies.
know that one.
Great dead shows in
VU
Rochester in the 80s.
Boston.
Oh, you should talk to Canadian Jay. He'll love you going to Rochester, right?
Yep.
He tried to get his daughters to there.
Okay. It's a good school. Reed in Oregon.
I've never heard of Reed.
You like the Pacific
Told you all
Northwest?
this before.
What's the draw to the Pacific Northwest? Is it because of like Mimi, Peggy, and the family out
It's in
there?
her blood.
I don't know. It looks like
Is it cool?
people are nice.
Yeah.
Cool. It looks pretty. I don't know. There's good schools out there.
Yeah.
And then University of the Pacific in California.
She's trying to get away from
Safety
us.
school.
We will
Wait.
come we will find you.
Where in California?
People keep asking me that, and I actually don't know.
So I guess the thing now is with these younger kids,
Oh my god.
you apply to schools, and then if you get accepted, you go and visit them.
Pretty smart, actually.
Yeah.
Because why would you waste all that time to go to a school?
Damn, these kids are smart. Excuse my French.
I mean, I don't know. Some people go. I did 2 college.
No matter what school you go to, we are going to do one podcast from that school. Just deal with it. We're going to come there.
We're driving the van.
We're going to come there and do
with a
one podcast.
studio
We're
in that
not. We're
van.
not
And we're
doing
parking in the.
No.
And all the
Whatever door
upperclassmen
you're
are going to be
at.
like, oh, I've seen that show. They're cool. And you're going to be like, what's going to happen? Mark my word.
I just picture the Blues Brothers with that giant speaker strapped to the
Yeah.
hood of the car.
And I pitch a college game day. It was
Maggie
gonna be great.
Morrill. Maggie Morrill.
I'm gonna cry.
Can't wait.
If you went overseas, I don't know if we can get a boat. They're going to miss us.
Sure.
At least a Zoom maybe once in a while. That could be a new segment. Check in with Maggie.
Sorry, I'm busy.
You know, check in with Maggie.
So I apologize for coughing a lot, and I feel like I've been sick a little bit lately. I had COVID like a month ago again, but that on the news last night it said the world is sick because everyone's immune system's down. No, it made me feel better. You know,
The world is sick.
Real.
no, it's
Real.
physically, everyone's immunity is down
Anyways.
from the pandemic and the stress lately. So, yeah, if you're sick, not feeling the best, it's not just you. Don't feel bad about yourself.
Anyways, let's go meet Helen.
All right. So we're going to take a short break, check out this video, and we're going to come back with our guest, Helen Dealtry. I try to do it with a British accent. I can't.
Please
But,
don't do it in a British accent.
yeah, our friend Helen, she's amazing. Ashley and I met her down at the silos, and she'll be here after this break.
Your friends from Maine Cabin Masters and Lake Point Real Estate.
If you're looking for a camp, a tear down, a fixer-upper, or a piece of land, we're happy to help.
Check out their website, and we have all your waterfront, cabin, camp, house, turnkey needs covered. BelgradeLakePoint.com.
All right, we are back with our guest, Helen Dealtry. Hey, Helen, how are you?
I am great. I am thrilled to be here with you guys in the woodshed. I'm so excited. Got my situation here. I have a lovely spot here for my dog who's decided to go and sit by the radiator
Aw.
instead.
We got
But hopefully he'll make an appearance.
we have one wandering around
Yeah,
too.
we have a dog in the woodshed today too.
Yeah, so
Oh, nice.
Helen, tonight's segment is brought to us by our friends at Foundation Brewing. And we always ask for water, coffee, or beer, and you know which way we're going. And since it's a Zoom, have whatever beverage you want, or don't have a beverage at all. But we thought this would be a nice one to enjoy with you because I don't know if you can see the amazing label. Beautiful
Oh, that's a good
artwork.
one. Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
is- that's really nice.
so you're a multidisciplinary artist, use watercolor, inks, and paint media. And Ashley and I met you.
No,
Yeah.
It was-
So we have a history.
it was such a highlight to see you guys in the flesh. I had a little moment.
Well, I saw that you had been up to Nova Scotia.
Mhm.
I think you have to go. Did you fly?
No, we actually drove because
Right
we
by
wanted
us?
to take
Right by us.
Yeah.
You went straight through. You probably were 5 minutes from our headquarters.
Our worldwide headquarters.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. Next
You're,
time.
you're properly North Maine.
We
Say
are
that again?
North Maine.
Yeah.
You're really up there.
No,
No, but you have to drive through pretty much where we are to get anywhere.
you go Portland, then
Oh.
Augusta's the next big town.
I mean, unless you came over from Canada.
Hey, let's give her.
Okay. I was just.
We recognize your English. You're not from here.
I know. It's
I
only
was
my first time up north, to be fair to me.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
I
I
was
have been to Maine once, but once or twice.
So where are you from?
I am from southwest London, in the county of Surrey. It's like 20 minutes on the train from Waterloo or London Central to my parents in suburbia. So, yeah, pretty close to London.
And where are you now?
Now I am based in Hudson, New York, which is a 2-hour train ride up from the city. And yeah, it's a lovely little town right on the Hudson River, very beautiful, very bucolic, good for farming and dog walking and artists.
Right?
Hudson Valley School of Art.
Hudson Valley School of Art.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maggie, your dad's
Very
showing us some
inspiring
skills
spot.
I don't know
today.
why you all looked at me like I knew.
Because I had to learn that in high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So Helen, you started out with textile and fashion design, and then now you have primarily watercolors and stuff like that, more painting, and how long have you been an
exactly.
artist?
So I've always painted and just didn't really know how I'd make a living. I really didn't. And I was at college and I had this great teacher and she said to me, I think you'd probably quite like textile design. So that's the road I started on. And I started designing for interiors before I did fashion. basically putting my paintings into some kind of repeat that could be sold to the masses, or to put on any surface. And so that's what I did for quite a long time in New York City when I first got here.
That's so awesome.
Lots and lots of painting for textiles and for interior design.
That sounds like a dream job to me.
It's not bad. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was a lot of work because it's
I think the thing
you
about
have to churn it out.
Yeah, I guess. But your work is just so flowy and so vibrant that I can see how it would work really well on textiles.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
yeah, I think that a lot of that looseness of my hand came from having to paint really fast because I was like, oh God, I've got to get out 3 designs a day. How am I going to do this faster? That's
really?
how, because I started out very tight, painting very detailed.
Oh, that's interesting.
It is.
That's how we
Ryan-
spray out camps now.
Very, very loosely. Very
Hey,
loosely.
I'm going to tell Jake you said that.
All of us when we come to painting.
So you, right out of college, you moved and you just started freehanding, coming up with designs. Were you working for a company, or were you trying to sell your designs like privately? How does that part fascinates me.
Yeah, I would definitely not have wanted to come out to New York at 20 and try and flog my own wares, I was like, no, I work for a company here, and they did all of that stuff. So I was one of the designers, and I started off, trainee designer, and then sort of worked my way up in that company for like 9 or 10 years.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So I've noticed since I've been working with I've had Morrills, that their family is very artistic. There's a lot of artists and musicians, and they have that side of brain. My family, not so much. We're the other side. Now, is there a lot of artists and stuff in your family? Do you see that run through in other aspects, cousins, siblings, parents?
Totally. My dad's an engineer, but always like really, he's always, would help me with school projects and whatnot when I was younger. So he's a very creative man. My brother's a carpenter, so he's very creative as well. And my mum is, she was always crafting, and nobody was sort of called themselves an artist, as it were, but everybody, I would say, in my immediate family has sort of gone the route of creativity in one form or another. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. I just lost.
So you believe that creativity lies in everyone can be an artist.
Yeah, okay, that's what I was. That's where I was going.
I wouldn't have believed that before we started our show, but I felt like these guys have worn off on me. So I had some ideas here and there. None of them that good, but at least I like see things in a different light. You got being around you guys a lot.
Yeah, but do you believe that everybody can be trained, or that everybody has some sort of ability to get out there and be artistic? Because I meet a lot of people and they're like, I can't do it. I can't paint. I can't, and then I'll sit down and paint with them and like kind of show them certain things.
It's like hidden somewhere.
One of my good friends, she said the same thing, and she came over one night and we did it. She's like, oh my gosh, look at what I did. And then she went home and then took it back to her classroom and started doing it with her students. So I try to tell them all the time, or Ryan, that everybody has it in them. But sometimes, art's something that takes practice, and, you have to learn the techniques and stuff like that.
I totally agree with you. And I think having someone you trust as well to sort of not feel judged around, to sort of say, like, let's just have an easy evening with a glass of wine, and like we'll just paint in one color and we'll just chat while we're doing it and see what happens. I think that's the way.
Ashley wants to have a sleepover.
Yeah, we're going to get you painting.
But even if it's not painting with a paintbrush, it's could be, molding clay, or I don't think it needs to be as literal as like picking up a paintbrush or a pencil or anything. It can be sticking bits of, things you found in nature together or whatever it is. It's like just creating something that brings you a little bit of joy and where your mind can just sort of disappear for a while. That's when I don't know, I think that's really nice when you see people, when I'm teaching classes and whatnot, you see them sort of just disappear into their own little world after they get over their fear. And that's like such a lovely moment. But it takes a bit of getting through that, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah.
When we're, you know, it's scary to try something new for sure. So
Now, is watercolor your favorite medium?
it is, yeah. Again, I think it's because I'm not lazy, but I am like, I like how quick it is. I've been working in other mediums lately and it's really taking a long time and it's really challenged me, which is always good. But I'm looking forward to getting back to the old watercolors again and just, you know.
Some of those
chilling
masterpieces
out
from the
a bit.
1500s are still drying, aren't they?
True.
That oil paint.
Yeah, right. The good stuff.
So you had a show, Art and Bloom, on Magnolia.
It's still streaming.
It's still streaming if people want to see it. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so there's 3 seasons, and it's a show for anyone, I think, that wants to either, you know, try something new with a paintbrush or just sit and relax. It's quite a relaxing show, I've been
It's
told.
very relaxing.
Watching it.
Just listening to you, it's very soothing.
Actually, you've watched a bit of it, haven't you?
Yes, and
Oh,
it's
yeah,
very
I see it.
soothing, and like it's, you know, you learn techniques, but you also see this vibrant colors, and you just see these beautiful, I don't know, flowers and like all this stuff. But you talking and telling stories and stuff, and like your inspiration, and the, you know, she uses the live flowers, you know, brings these beautiful bouquets in to paint from, or you know what I mean. So yeah, it's a very relaxing show. Yes.
So flowers are your favorite subject.
They are, I guess, anything from nature, but because I was doing fashion for such a long time, that was my niche, you know. I sit in a room of designers and everyone pretty much had their own sort of niche. So somebody would be doing geometrics in one corner and somebody else would be doing really detailed decorative stuff. And I was the floral girls, one of the floral girls. So that sort of really honed
really cool.
that
Now, was
love
it
for flowers.
highly competitive? With your
What's that? Was I competitive?
No, was it being in that environment? Was it competitive to try and get your designs out there?
Oh yeah, and I am competitive.
I love it.
Just a little bit, you know.
Well, 'cause a lot of times,
No, it's definitely.
yeah. Which, you know,
You've
adds
got-
a whole other element, and it's harder, you know, to take the creativity, but then make it competitive. You know, you got to really be on your game and like,
That's why she's such a fast painter.
yeah.
It's true because, you know, there was the other aspect of it was that we had to do a certain amount to make commission. So,
Oh wow.
and you had to sort of sell this, you know, it was a sort of a tier structure of how you were paid. So, you know, you had to keep them coming, you know, and
Yeah.
I love a bit of friendly competition though.
Of course,
you know?
of course.
And you learn from the people. I remember going there and when I first got to New York and thinking, good Lord, what am I going to do? It was sat behind these 2 ladies that have been doing it for 30 years without looking at anything for inspiration, just doing it out of their head. And I was 20 and this was my first job, you know, in the industry. And I was absolutely terrified sitting behind them because they were just extraordinary painters. I definitely had some panic attacks in the toilet when I first got to New York. Just go in there and cry for a little bit, then come back out and, you know.
Use your tears for the watercolors.
But now you're probably the person that someone's sitting behind being nervous about, you know?
I hope I don't make anyone nervous, but yeah, I mean, it's been many years now. It's like, well, I guess 24 years of painting for a living.
That's amazing.
So I know, I can't believe it's been that many years. That's a bit scary now, but we won't talk about that.
Now, growing up in England, did you have Bob Ross?
Oh man, I wish we'd had Bob Ross.
Seriously.
I don't know.
Great question.
Hi. You are so lucky. What a national treasure.
Right? Happy little trees everywhere. It's like,
Oh, what a Zen, the ultimate Zen master, isn't he?
Yeah, he kind of he's one of those soothing shows you can watch forever.
but you know his background? He was a drill sergeant in the Marines. It was like a pretty high strung guy. And then there's a good documentary.
You said that pretty well.
He said that pretty well. Maybe we'll be high strung drill sergeants late someday.
I want to see. Wait, can I see your mug?
Oh yeah,
Is that from?
this one.
Is
I got
that the-
this one in England when
I
I went
know,
back?
yeah.
Actually,
We used to sell those in our store, right?
Yes, Emma Bridgewater.
Emma Bridgewater, that's right.
Shout out!
That's so funny.
Oh,
That was our favorite thing to purchase her new bird collection, or the new bird that would come out every year.
At the potluck shop?
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, this is so
that's funny.
wow, that's cool.
That's
Yeah, we
kismet.
had a little home goods store in downtown Hollowell, and like with furniture and home goods and stuff like that. And we used to always love to order that. That's funny. I don't have my glasses on, so I saw you pull it up and you're across the screen, so I'd be like, "Hello, I recognize that." Cool.
I've always wanted another one, and I haven't found one here. So I
Wow.
don't know if you've got links. I'll have to look her up. See if
It's-
she's
this was how many years ago?
available.
Yeah.
This was many
Maggie, I'm impressed with these two, aren't you?
Sure.
No.
Knowing our pottery.
Our English pottery.
English pottery. That's right. That's right.
So yeah.
Ashley, were you in London?
Yeah, Maggie, my two other nieces, and my mother and I went. It was absolutely beautiful. It was our first time. It was kind of a whirlwind trip,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, we really loved it. Can't wait to go back.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Were you in London Central? You were.
Yeah, it was like it was a what, 2 or 3 days tops. So yes, hopefully someday we'll get to go
Yeah,
back
that's a fun one.
and get kind of explore more.
Mhm.
Now, I know you inspire a lot of artists through your videos and your show. What artists are currently inspiring you?
Oh, good.
Ooh, good question, Chase.
Oh, that's a good question. You know, I follow a lot of people on Instagram. One of my absolute favorites is a guy called Jeremy Miranda. I think you guys would really appreciate his work too. It's a lot of the stuff that he does is like everyday objects and simple things. Have you heard of him,
No.
Ashley? I feel like you might have.
I haven't.
But he's so cool, and he just seems like a cool dude as well, which is always nice.
Someone
when
write
you're
that name
following
down.
Someone. But I absolutely love his work, and he does an amazing. He just can paint light really well. Like he does all these Christmas trees at night.
Oh wow.
And, he's just a whiz at color play and
Well,
evoking like the time of day in a painting, which I think is really cool and something I wish I could do.
We'll all be looking him up.
Yeah. What was the name again?
Jeremy
I
Miranda.
haven't.
Jeremy Miranda.
Maggie's on.
Yeah.
She's on it.
That's why we have the teen.
I also really love she's become a friend of mine through the wonders of social media. Michelle Armas. She is multidisciplinary, but she does these huge canvases that are sort of drops of ink that she's just very cool and like very free work and very beautiful aura kind of inspired colors and things. I don't know, I could go on. There's a lot of people that inspire me on the gram.
That's a good thing. Social media has really helped artists and craftsmen,
Yeah.
reach the masses, which, so people can work from home and do their passion and still make a living, which is pretty amazing.
And now I know that we met a lot of the people they're on Magnolia when we went down to the silos, and a lot of artists and craftsmen. Did you keep in touch with any of them that you met when we were down there?
Yeah, I did. A couple of people that, there were so many folks that night, as you know, and I sort of just high-fived probably a handful. I wish I'd got to spend time with more of them, but I was actually sat just next to Chef AZ and Zoe at the dinner table. I know, I was like, oh.
Right? We were so out of our element, Ashley and I. We just sat in the corner, like,
He comes up to Maine a lot,
This
actually.
is fancy. Who?
Chef AZ.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
He has got some sort of connection to Maine. And he just recently made a New England clam chowder or something. Lobster roll. I can't remember. Just recently saw it, and he was talking about Maine. And it was making my mouth... What?
Maine came up in our conversation because he was like some of my favorite restaurants, and I wish I'd written them down that night, but I may have partaken in a few beverages and I didn't. But
nothing wrong with that.
He had some really awesome shout outs to places in Portland and a couple of other places in Maine that he was like, these are some of my favorite places.
Well, when you come up or come over. Is it over?
Over.
When you come over, we'll take you down there.
Oh man, I would love it.
I just had a vision of you and Ashley doing a painting class on our stage with a bunch of people out there with their easels and stuff. Something cool like that.
Well, we have a stage.
It'd be pretty cool.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
How fun would that be?
Oh yeah,
really
we're not that far away. You know that.
I'm going to be in the class. I'm going to be taking the class.
Wait a few months.
Yeah, no.
Your watercolors would freeze up way too quick.
Right? And I'm only doing that. I'm only doing it if you take it with me.
I'll get an easel. Yes.
All right. So Maggie has a few fan questions for you.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Yes.
Shoot away.
All right. First one is, how do you stay focused on being an artist with the pull of being a shopkeeper, content creator, logistics operator, and everything else? How do you keep the art fresh?
Ooh, deep.
Yeah. That's a good one and a big one. I think it's tough because I am really small. It's just me. And then I'll occasionally at my busiest times, like bring somebody on to help me for that time, so I am wearing all the hats all the time. I've learned a lot from that over the years. And I've also learned that delegating and outsourcing. So for things like, I print my it's hard to do that, isn't it?
Did
you just see me give Ryan the look?
I'm getting better at it.
So I think that has been huge, just sort of for certain aspects that I'm not good at all, like maths and bookkeeping and all that sort of thing. It's just not my forte. So why spend all my time doing that?
Save room for the things you are good at.
All right. Next one is, what is your prep process before you begin to paint?
Oh, okay. Well, it depends, because if I'm working for somebody else, so a lot of my work comes from being hired by a company to create for them. So that's a big part of my work. It's not just sort of painting for myself, it's painting for other people. And sometimes they want to collaborate and sometimes they don't. So it's very much at the start of the project, it's getting clear on what their vision is. And it's a really important stage of the process. So there's quite a bit of back and forth where we chat and, try and get on the same page about what their vision is, because if we don't get that early on, and I'm sure you guys understand that sort of like, how much of yourself to put in versus like what people will want. And so that part of the process is really important before I start painting. And it could be like, get the color palette right for them, make sure we get the scale of what they're looking for right. So that's if I'm working for someone else, the preparation very much comes before, and then I'll typically like do the design, and then we'll have maybe 2 rounds after that where they can change things up to a certain amount, of time. And then hopefully by the 3rd time we've got the final design. And if I'm prepping for my own work, there's a lot of sitting on my sofa with the dog and eating Cheetos and staring at blank canvas. And then, but it's always when I'm doing something that, it's usually I get the inspiration when I don't have the time to paint that thing. So I have a notebook of all my ideas, even if it's like stuff I think of in the middle of the night. Write it down. Usually doesn't make sense. Bung it in there anyway. And so when I'm prepping for my own stuff, I'll probably start with like a mood board of color and imagery. I'm a bit old school like that. Wow. I still like to rip out a magazine page, or
what's the thing you have hanging up sometimes, Ash? Vision board? You cut stuff out of magazines?
Yeah.
Same idea when you're trying to do something?
Same. Well, it's different, but yes.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah. No, I love hearing
other all the same
processes.
This is my vision board to make things happen.
But it works. It works. Sorry, Maggie.
Wait. I got distracted too in all of this. We didn't ask what your dog's name is and what kind of dog you have.
Most important question of the day.
It's a very important question. His name is Dudley.
Bentley?
Dudley.
Dudley.
Dudley, yeah, he's 17.
Oh, whoa.
I know. He's a rat terrier and a chihuahua mix.
Wow.
He's got a bit of feistiness, but he's chihuahua. Like, he's a sweet boy. He's in a sheepskin. I'm basically surrounded by dog beds. You can't see that, but they're like
sounds about
everywhere.
Right. Okay, I just had to get that out there because I forgot. You mentioned
well, tell Dudley we said hi.
I will. I hope he makes an appearance, but the radiator's really, his bestie right now.
Yeah, we get that.
All right, and I have one more question for you.
All right.
It is, what advice would you give the younger generation as far as becoming an artist?
Good question.
Oh, that is a good question. I really hope that you go for it. And I think, I know that can be hard, but if you just keep it really is like keeping up doing what you love, whether it's on the weekends, because you have to work a Saturday job somewhere, maybe on Sunday you're painting, like make time for it.
That's good advice.
And keep it up, because there's going to be a time where it isn't like what you're doing full time, but it just, unless you're a very, very lucky person, I think it's also, I would say, not good to just do that for your whole life. It's good to have other jobs, and but that said, yeah, just keep it up on the side, whenever you can, however you can, whatever brings you that spark of joy, even if other people, don't think of it like you have to show everyone what you're doing. I think it's a bit tricky these days, with social media, this sort of, I have to show everyone exactly what I'm doing all the time. And that's very intimidating. You should be doing some things for yourself when you're creating. Make it for you.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. And it always resonates if what you're painting or what you're creating is coming from you. And I think we all have to learn by emulating others, to get to find our own style eventually, right? But it's never going to look like truly yours until you have brought a bit of yourself into it. So trust in yourself and do the thing that brings you joy when you're creating.
I love it.
That's great advice.
I know.
Well, thank you so much.
Wait, where can people find your artwork?
Oh, they can find my artwork on my website, helendealtry.com. I think that's mainly where they can find my artwork right now. I just did a collection will be coming out tomorrow.
I just saw the photos, like
you see
the
those?
stylized ones, yeah, that you did. They're beautiful. On social media, right?
Pardon?
On social media?
Yes, I've been sort of
There's
adding one or two because I went round my mate's
Yeah,
house,
yeah.
Nikki, and she helped me style them on her
Oh,
really cool. ankle
absolutely
plate.
well done.
Oh, thank you. That was all down to her. She's like a styling maven. She
Clearly.
did all the flowers for Art in Bloom as well.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Go check her out.
Well, Helen, it was so nice talking to you. Thank you so much. We
Yeah.
expect to see you in Maine next summer.
Sorry,
Okay.
I won't.
I'll be there.
I won't
Awesome.
beat you up next time we
Awesome.
talk about not visiting.
And yeah, everyone, check out our website, helendealtry.com. And after this break, we're going to be back with a new segment called Grab a Guest. It won't be you, Helen, I promise. You're too far away.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Nice talking to you.
Painters love this moment. And while it might not look it, this moment too.
Yeah, bring us to go to the woodshed, I think. Unless we bring your mama.
We've got a new segment. Oh wow! I'll grab a guest. We're gonna go find one. We're gonna go grab a guest.
Let's go check out who's at the fire.
So we don't get to know. It's going to be fun.
Costa Rica down by the farm.
I know. So what are you guys doing for the next 10 minutes?
Same thing we've been doing for the last half hour.
Do you want to come be a guest on the podcast for our new segment, Grab a Guest?
Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
Scotty and Jake. Scotty and Chicken.
You just have to trust me. Okay. All right, you want to come be a guest on the podcast? All right. Scotty, it is. Podcast.
All right, well, let's close our eyes.
I'm blinded by the light.
Can we smell it? Can you smell them?
Should we play 20 questions or just bring him right in? Him or her?
Grab a guest complete. Somebody you guys don't see, bro.
Oh,
Scotty, your seat's right over there.
Have a seat, Scotty.
Oh, how'd I do that? The one time I go to the woodshed.
You even bring your own beer.
well,
Your
for
own drink, your
everyone
own drink.
So
Your
people
own
might
drink.
not. People probably know Scott. If you don't, Scott Clarkey, one of our valuable employees. How many years you been with us now?
Oh, is it 3? Just over 3.
Yeah.
I think it was 3 in August.
Scott was recommended by our good friend Steph, and you guys moved back from Florida.
Both from Maine.
Yeah.
Came back together.
You're from up north. Well, down.
Old Town, Orono area.
That's actually Central Maine.
It is, isn't it?
It's up north.
It
It's above Bangor.
we used to have them all and stuff. You guys doing surprise guests? That's
Yeah.
what we're doing
New,
here?
new segment. Grab a guest. So
Nice.
How's everything in the woodshed?
Busy.
Nice.
is it
Fire's going outside.
Yeah.
Jedi showed up.
nice?
Out.
Perfect.
Yeah. If people don't know, we have a new layout down there. I mean, you guys saw it last time. I think it's going pretty well, don't you?
It is going well. The bar theme's really going.
Yeah.
With the dining area now. Big help.
What's your favorite sandwich?
I gotta say, get Brad.
Really?
It's been, Dunkin' Dougie's tight, but
I heard Dunkin' Dougie's good. I heard Dunkin' Dougie looks just like the dunk tank. What's in the Get Brad?
That's the pretzel bun.
Oh, I like it.
The roast beef.
Oh.
Really good. Really good. That was all the cooked chicken's idea.
Yeah.
And I don't know. You got Jay Bird.
What's the Jaybird?
The Jay Bird? It's the authentic Canadian Jay Bird. And it's always a surprise. Nobody knows what's in it. The surprise is in the dining room.
The best thing about, I mean, Jay's a good friend of mine. He started working with us maybe 5 or 6 years ago. And for some his family has a camp in Canada, but we started calling him Canadian Jay. So everyone across the world, though, he's known as Canadian Jay now. It's the best.
It's stuck.
It did. He's Canadian.
So, Scotty, you've had quite a different career before you got to us. A lot of stuff that relates to what we do and some that doesn't.
Yeah. I started out doing logging from 18 to 28.
But you were like but up north, Pelletier stuff. Like you were going in the woods at 3 a.m.
Yep.
Running heavy. What were you running for equipment?
Yeah, I started out cutting by hand, chainsaw, with cable skidder, and then went to mechanical crew, run equipment, then run it all, then ended up loading trucks, scheduling all that. And then a good friend of mine moved to Florida. My family was down there, and I said, let's go. I started running crane, doing line work.
Because you might still be up in the North Woods if someone didn't offer you to go to Florida.
Yeah.
A lot of people work up there, get in the woods, and that's their thing.
It's hard when you're, leave at 3 a.m. and home at 6 p.m. There's not many options.
Right?
Yeah. Before cell phones. Right? I mean, there were cell phones. We just didn't have no signal.
Right. Yeah.
Not showing age at all. Yeah. Yeah. Then I got into line work. Yep. Traveled 40 states. And doing storm chasing.
I've really enjoyed talking to you about like when a storm comes in. We have a lot of hurricanes up here in Northeasters, and you see trucks from Florida coming up, and you were telling me like you guys would sleep in your truck sometimes. Like linemen do a lot; they sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys make a lot of money, but it's a young man's game.
Yeah, it is. They've come a long ways with things now. They'll prep you all on the outskirts prior to storms. You never know where they're going to hit or how they're going to hit.
Right.
So. Yeah, I've sat through a few tornadoes.
Sleeping in a vehicle at 30 is different than sleeping in a vehicle at mid 40s.
Oh yeah.
I almost think it might be easier.
You think so?
I feel like I can sleep anywhere now.
Yeah. When you can, right?
Yeah, just like, all right. You just wake up, you're a little more sore, but
yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was good.
So who taught you your carpentry skills?
My dad.
Yep.
He was an iron worker for years, and then he got into construction back in early 80s. All the Raised Ranch FHA homes were big up here. So he followed that for a long time. And 6 years old, I just wanted to be with him pounding nails.
Yeah.
Yeah. And never thought he taught me much till after. I was like, shit, how do I know this?
I think it's part of being a Mainer too, because you can't rely on it. You got to rely on yourself to fix it. You can't wait. This we're too few and far between.
Yeah, and growing up, farm life, you do a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
turn wrenches to power nails.
Yeah,
doing it all. So you've been with us for an interesting 3 years. You've seen a lot of changes in the last 3 years.
A lot.
What season? I don't even know what season we're in, but that. So where was the woodshed at when you got here? We had just finished in the outside.
Yeah, you were just a year in.
We had just built the outside part.
I helped Brad frame that in.
Yeah, so you came in right about then.
Yep,
that was the second year in. That was only like 2.5 years ago.
So wait, crazy. You framed the outside bar structure?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
I feel like we went crazy for like so long, and now we've finally slowed down a little. Like, do you feel like we've slowed down a little bit?
No.
You call that?
I feel like we have. I feel like I think it was just like blurry forever and
slowed down here.
Right.
But
not business wise, but like
not business wise.
I think we found our ceiling. We're like, okay, sure. It can hold this many people. It can fit this much. And now it's like, okay, working within, but it was constantly grow.
Right.
Then it's like, okay.
It's kind of leading where I was going. Yeah, we got the back 40, and I think it's been a lot better for my mental health. I feel like things that maybe we're getting more organized and more structured. So it feels like
that's helped all ends.
Yeah.
All ends. It really has. Yeah. It's come a long ways.
You think? Chase, we're getting there.
We're getting there.
I mean, it's like
We'll say that forever. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Well, we everything we do, it's so fast. Like I look back, like, oh my god, Woodshed's only been open for that building's only been open. That was our second full summer last year. You know, now.
Yep.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Like where are we going to be at the back 40 in a couple more years?
Right.
We can actually know where everything is and be efficient.
I know.
Probably never.
I know.
Will all the siding match on all the buildings?
Never.
Do we just pick a color?
Yeah.
For, red
That's
top?
what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to side each building different color.
Yeah.
So just say, oh yeah, it's in the blue shed, the blue barn.
But we've been
Blue
there
barn.
about a year, and I had a little nostalgia the last couple of days because we've come a long way in the last. I mean, last year we got it just about this time.
Yeah.
Now's when we have actually some time to work on stuff. We can start to organize again. Like,
Yeah. It's good for timing and place. People have the time to do what they need to do. And
but we're hoping that Scott stays there and runs that place, and like because we have so many materials. Like we don't know half the stuff. We'll never know where everything
still
is.
coming in, right?
Stop squirreling it all away.
Yeah.
I can't remember the last time I went to your house to get something.
Well, so that's funny. I was talking to somebody today in the store. Normally, this time of year, it's all about getting ready for winter, putting everything away. And usually at my house across the street, it's a week-long process.
Yeah.
Like digging everything out, getting rid of the trash, fitting it all in. It took me a day this year, and I was even able to get the Unimog in the barn.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So I'm like, it is. It's in the barn now.
What?
Yeah. So
Really?
it's coming
I don't know,
way.
Maggie.
What did you take out of there?
I thought
I
I've
took
seen
out a washer dryer.
On the- You take
on the
out-
West End?
The camper?
No, camper's still there too.
That camper
in there?
I've got the Winnebago
It has
and the Unimog in there.
That Winnebago needs a life. We should do something.
I know.
I never seen it in there.
But I thought that was impressive. But you know what I mean? But
That's good.
being able, because it was always end of the day, end of a job, we'd load up our trucks, last ones out of there, and I would just go to my house and I would just have to unload it because instantly we'd be on to the next one.
And stuff would get buried.
Yeah, and I think also probably a lot of with just such a rainy summer too, couldn't leave as much out. But I mean, it would stretch pretty far. My truck would be parked awfully close to the road.
Yeah.
But this year it was very quick and easy to get it all.
Now it's just all his stuff.
Yeah.
And you always knew where
Maybe
everything
more
was.
He has always known where everything was.
That was impressive. Getting the dust collector out of there.
Yeah.
It's like, we got to make a path. No, yeah, I have a path, he says. He had to draw it out, but we got it.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think that barn's only
Oh.
a couple of years old.
Jeez.
Think about how many times.
No, it's
3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no.
it's about 3 years. 4, maybe 4. This might be the third, fourth winter.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
No, what happened? What season was that?
Don't look at me.
Yeah.
I don't know how old.
But yes, I mean,
No, it's good to have that.
back 40 has made a huge and it's made a huge difference for the Kennebec Cabin Company as well.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure. Sure.
Just having all the warehousing out there. Jen's been spending a lot of time out there with Kevin and the cats.
Yeah.
Kevin's dad was there.
Yeah.
Linda's been out there.
Maggie's been out.
Sarah's been out there.
We've all been taking turns out there.
Ash-
Just
Ashley's out there the last couple of days.
Family help.
but what a difference it has made, and it's hard to believe we were doing all of that down in that front room before.
Oh.
It's,
I never saw. The
That
last
alone.
2 days I saw a wall of stuff. And thank you guys very much for the support for everyone. But I saw a wall of stuff.
Yeah.
And
Jessica said today was the biggest. She picked up like 323.
Is it Mary? Our huge shout out to Mary, our postmaster. You rock.
yeah,
Day one,
we're
right?
gonna do something nice for you. You deserve it.
yeah,
She is like filling that truck up.
yeah.
How it started to now, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's pretty wild.
Working through it.
I mean, even there though, like it's pretty. We always evolve. Like we spent the time built those shelves 8 months ago, and then Paul, you guys came with that new design, which is like 10 times better.
Yeah.
Yeah. And being there is like part of everybody gets together from every team and work together. That's what makes it work.
It's true.
That's why this year's Christmas party is gonna be the best. We're all gonna mingle.
Oh, we'll see. See how this works out.
All right.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cheers.
All right, guys. I know I surprised you. I'll be back.
All right.
We know where to find you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scotty. Well, that was fun. Scott Clarkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Scott.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be someone that works for us or one of our subjects. This time of day, it's always like that. Summer could get interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Maggie, this is your segment. Questions for us.
I'm like from a paper airplane.
You obviously
Okay.
did not read the
Okay,
book we
I
had
thought
at
I was
Thanksgiving.
You're not definitely not going to aerodynamics college. I can tell you that.
All right. That question is from Katie Gallagher.
Hi, Katie.
We have a camp on piers. It's uninsulated and unheated, except for a wood stove in the living room. Do you guys have any pointers for winterizing a camp like this? We have drained all of the water from the pipes and added antifreeze, but I'm worried we might be overlooking something.
My number one suggestion is get all food out of there. If there's any type of food, critters are going to get into it. Soap, they'll try and eat.
Anything.
Linens.
If you get linens in a tote, if you can.
Yep. And that if you want to try and keep the critters out, that's the best way for that. As far as draining your pipes, I think now something Doug taught me is if it's a newer shower faucet, you need to take the handle and pull the guts out of that, because the way the valve is designed, there's a little pocket where water can sit, and that will freeze and burst your valve.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it easy to do?
Yeah. It's a little, usually it's a little Allen wrench. There's many different styles, but if you take the handle off, unscrew everything, if it's easy, I would recommend doing that. And
RV antifreeze though, RV antifreeze is like one of those things. Like if you buy it, I don't go to Walmart that much, but I go like once every 3 months at 5 in the morning. It's like $3 a case if it's like $8. So buy it in bulk, buy it cheap. Because if you go buy it like at Irving's, it's gonna be like $10 a bottle.
Yep.
But RV antifreeze, and it's environmentally safe.
Yep.
Maggie's, what are you looking at me like that for?
That was so specific about like your weird Walmart trips.
Oh, well, just because I was proud of my. Okay.
It was weird.
She's
I was
so good.
confused.
I was proud of myself. I went to Walmart a while ago and I bought a case of RV antifreeze. I was pre-thinking for camp.
And he's up that early anyway, so it's like the perfect time for him to go out shopping.
Sure.
Can't get anything by her.
And then, depending if you drain the lines, you can always blow air through them to get a little bit extra. If it's PEX, it's not as worrisome. But if it's
and leave all your valves open, correct?
Leave all your valves open. Hot water heater, drain that. Toilet, same thing. Just flush. Make sure there's no water. Put a little in the tank up top. Flush it through. Make sure it gets into the trap. And as far as the uninsulated and on piers, the whole camp is just going, frost is going to get in the ground. Whole camp's going to lift up. Whole camp's going to set down in the spring. So it really depends on how hard of a winter it is, how cold, how deep the frost gets. There will always be a little adjusting when the doors start sticking or not opening and closing. That's when you got to go under. And I'd recommend don't let it go too far.
Right. It's micro adjustments after 5
Micro
days.
adjustments, because otherwise then you're jacking and leveling the entire thing, and that can get fairly pricey.
It's been neat to see it. Think about all the camps you jacked and leveled. And one thing I learned is that if a camp's built really well, I mean, we've seen some that dropped 8 or 9 inches. If it's built well, it'll go back together perfectly.
For sure. Hope
All
that
right.
answers your questions, and good luck for a nice, easy winner.
All right, Dad.
Oh, come on. We need a real winter.
Okay. Dad, I think this question is really good for you.
Oh.
This is from Kim Kupnewski. How do you keep pests from getting into the crawl space?
Oh, Maggie, I love you.
You're so
I'll preface this with some background info.
So cruel.
Maggie helped save the Morrill family household because pests got in and got some radiant heating, right?
Yep.
And Chase was gone for a while, and Sarah, and there was the kids there, and the water ran, and Maggie dealt with it. I'm pretty proud of you.
Yep.
I heard the conversation
Thank
on the
you,
phone.
Brad. I appreciate your
And
help.
Brad came over, right?
Maggie had to go into the crawl space at our house, and I would not.
I had to go into the basement. It was
It's
the worst,
an old farm,
worst
beautiful
thing
farmhouse.
I've ever done.
It's bad. but she went down there. We located the valves, the shutoffs. Keeping pests out of your home. One thing I would recommend is if you're gonna bait them, put the bait and the poison somewhere where the animals cannot crawl up in your wall and die.
Oh, I've had that happen.
Oh, we have another.
All right.
Yes.
We don't need to go into too much detail.
Oh, we're all friends here. That's the worst. So I've had some stuff die in the wall.
Yes, but that's, bait works good. You can put it in places, but then you do run the risk of something dying in the walls, and it stinks for a while.
And be very careful though, because like if it's like a mouse dies on your dog could eat it or something.
yeah.
Like you got to be very careful with
And
that.
pets.
I mean, if you have bad problem, moderate, like one of those pest control services, it's a little more money.
Yeah.
But it's a safer alternative.
They do make animal blocking spray foam.
They do now.
Yep, where you can spray that stuff, and you can also take some of that hardware cloth, the little wire mesh.
Yeah. Oh, we've done
Put that openings and then do the spray foam, so that if animals do try and chew through it, they'll hit the wire and they won't go through those spots.
Do those little sonic things you plug in work? You think?
I have no idea. I have one in my room though.
My mom uses that.
Have you been any mouse poop in your room?
No, because I had some demousification.
I sealed her room up pretty. Maggie's terrified of mice, apparently.
You gotta do not come to my office at back 48 because after a long absence, there's mouse poop everywhere. We got barn cats now.
We have barn cats now.
I don't like mice.
Yeah, but any food source or heat source, if you eliminate that, it lowers your chances of having critters.
I hate mice too in this. I've seen the damage is so nasty. I think of the walls you pull apart, but I just cannot kill anything. Like when
I don't
I'm in my
I don't
field,
want to see the dead ones either. Like
but
I don't want to.
I'm like that thing creates so much damage. I'm just like, oh, you're so cute.
Well,
Such
they're
a
cute
wuss.
if they're outside, but
Yeah,
inside,
no,
I
but
don't want them inside.
He's just looking for a way to get into your bedroom if he's outside.
Don't say that to her.
Bye.
But yeah, like your dad said earlier though, like get rid of food sources, get rid of anything they can make nests with. Don't make it comfort for them.
Yep.
Fiberglass insulation. God,
They love it.
they love it. That's probably one of the grossest things we deal with.
That smell is forever burned into my nostrils.
Speaking of that, I don't really get on read the comments that much, but this week there's a pretty good one about you and gloves.
Oh yeah.
Because you've always just I'm proud of you for doing that, but you're not afraid. Just grab it. You know?
Yeah, I know it's probably not the safest.
Well, I wanted to be like, well, when you change the kid's diaper, did you wear gloves? Like you didn't.
No.
So, yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in a little bit of no.
I don't wear gloves either.
No, and I think it's a little bit is healthy for you.
Well, I got busted for saying that the other day too. I was like,
I know.
I was like, I don't shower that much, and like,
I don't think that's
so I don't get
true.
sick that often.
I know.
You build up immunity, but that's not true.
I know.
Anyways,
I think
Next
so.
subject.
I think we need to be done with this show.
we're just honest maintenance.
Yeah.
I think you need to prove that when I read you this trivia question.
Oh, it's been a while. I've forgotten the last one.
Okay. What? Okay. It is. In what year was the voting age in Maine reduced to 18?
Before I turned 18.
I'm gonna say it was 1976.
Oh, I was gonna say 9.
How did you know that?
Because I read the answers on the email.
Jen!
All right, if you were the first person to say 1971 and send it to podcast at mainecabinmasters.com, you are going to get a present. Guys, what year did the age requirement for getting your license change from 15 to 16?
Whatever year you got your license.
1980.
The other year Ryan got his license.
1990. Yeah,
What year did you get your license? No.
I got mine in 90. I was 18. I was I was 15. So yeah, you're right. 89 maybe. 88 I got it. They let me have my license when I was 15. That's crazy.
You had your license in the 80s.
Yeah.
Damn.
I was the last year that you could get it when you were 15. Gas is like 83 cents a gallon.
Nori got her
So I was
license.
gonna say, speaking about licenses, Nori, props to you.
Yep.
All right, you're really hijacking my trivia over here. Okay, this one I'm gonna get some hate for, but I'm just gonna preface. pretty much a trick question, but I think it's interesting. Okay. On Thanksgiving Eve in 1898, the city of Portland was destroyed by what?
That one that clouded knocked the thing over.
Anyways,
I'm kidding.
But there was a Portland fire.
Yeah,
But I feel like that's it.
there was a Portland fire, but that's gonna be. She said trick
it's
question.
a trick question, and it would probably help if you read the card, but I'm not going to show it to you.
What other? There's been some, Bar Harbor had a fire
What do
too.
you mean got destroyed? What do you mean read the card? Bar Harbor did have a big fire in the 20s.
Just saying. So,
Where'd the molasses kill everyone? That was Boston, right?
Yeah.
okay.
All right. If
Yeah.
you know the answer, podcast at mainecabinmasters.com. First one to answer correctly will get a prize. And again, if you have any questions you'd like us answered, thank you for these questions today. Or if you want to be a guest, reach out to us and maybe phone a fan.
Or hang out in the woodshed.
Hang out in the woodshed. Maggie and Jen might come down and grab you. Thank you to our guest today. Always want to thank our sponsors, Hammond Lumber Company, Nelma, Benjamin Moore. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Ryan. And From the Woodshed, we'll be talking to you. From the Woodshed is brought to you by Nelma. See the stamp, trust quality. Hammond Lumber Company, our building materials supplier. And Benjamin Moore, the official paint and stain supplier of the Kennebec Cabin Company. Only available at locally owned stores.